Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and I am MILANI. So today I will be reviewing Suva Beauty, specifically this Magic Plus Ecstasy palette, and I want to get a little bit colorful today. So I was on the Morphe website and I was just trying to look for some like eyeshadow palettes that had color to it, because I've just been really wanting to experiment with a good pop of color, and I came across this palette and then got to learn about a brand that is new to me. So Suva Beauty was created back in 2015 by the CEO, Sana. She wanted to basically creates a makeup brand that's brighter and colorful, and she really just wanted to experiment, have fun with it, and be her weird self, and be able to create as many creative makeup looks and just be loud and pops of color. And I'm all here for it, especially being a woman of color. I preferably like to experiment with a lot of color. And I am one to very much care for pigment. So today I'm going to be reviewing her Magic Plus Ecstasy eyeshadow palettes. I think I will be going for a more rainbow look today for a more fun kind of look. So NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. I'm gonna start off with like a white primer basically, because usually when you're using like rainbow colors on your face, you want to make sure you have a base that's white so that the color will pop out more. And let's get started with that. So literally I'm gonna put this all over my eyes. I know it's gonna look pretty chaotic from the start, but you kind of have to start with a white base, again, just so that the colors pop out, especially when you're mixing more vibrant colors. Ooh, look at that, look at how messy that looks. But basically I'm just gonna use my finger because it's such this primer is essentially a crayon. Trying to use a brush won't necessarily be the smoothest form of application, so I'm just using like a finger here to kind of get that blending. And then I'm also gonna try to go kind of like outside the box here, outside of my eyes, so I'm going to like put some here as well. Yeah, just because I'm gonna try and keep it maybe in this region, because I don't want to limit it just to the eyes, but at least in this region, and we'll see how it goes. I'm also gonna put this primer on for now to give it some time to sink in. It's the Makeup Forever Shine Control. I'm a fan of yellow, but I'm really trying my best to get out of my comfort zone. Ooh, look at that already. Look at that pigmented with just the brush. Yeah, so the matte's definitely applying on. I mean, in general, I feel like matte's definitely applying with the brush better than glitters, with your fingers. So, ooh, look at that already. So I'm gonna kind of spread it to like the bottom, because again, I'm trying to not limit it to the eyelids. All right, so next, orange, or metaphor, I should say. Make sure you always tap off the excess. All right, now orange. I am excited to see how it's gonna look at the very end with all that pigment. So I know this is not something that's like an everyday look. I mean, hey, if you want to do an everyday look, you can, but no one's stopping you. But I just, with this palette, because it's all the color, I'm just like, I gotta do some sort of outgoing rainbow look here. It just seems most, it just makes the most sense to me. I know this looks kind of chaotic and whack, but trust me, usually when I start off my makeup looks, it looks whack and it ends off great. All right, next will be Curious, which is the more pinkish one. Ooh, this will be an interesting blend. Look at this. This is how you know a palette is getting good love. Look at how it's getting messy. I love it. I love it. Here, more of Curious. Now I know we're getting more towards the end of the eyelid, but just that's okay because we will pack on more and make sure it's evenly distributed. Okay, next one is a little unusual. I feel like I should have put less of the orange, but at this point, can't really go back, so. The blue, it just pops way better on my skin. Realized I was not recording. But, so basically managed to get all the colors on there, at least onto the eyelids. Now I am going to start blending the color. I'm gonna use this like highlighter brush just to kind of blend, soften the colors and like blend it together. These are at the bottom. And then I'm going to grab a smaller brush to blend the eyelid bits. Honestly, it's just a matter of me running out of brushes, so you guys can use whatever you got or whatever is most convenient. I'm just gonna blend the colors a bit. Try not to get too down and be blending because then obviously it's gonna be too blended. Just here at the top, I think I need to add more orange just to cover up that primer. Yeah, and then more pink. Because again, I'm just trying to get all the colors blended, is all. I'd also like to see like your guys's makeup looks if you have this palette, or your like favorite rainbow looks that you've done, or maybe something you want to try to go for, like whatever kind of rainbow look you see on the internet, whatever inspiration you get. Okay, I got an idea. Start off with the yellow. I'll put each of them in. Ooh, look at that. Look at that pigment. I'll start off with putting just a bit, or everyone's definition of a bit is different, so put it on Creative and then Psychosis. I had to double check that. I keep seeing like Sociopath, but I know it's Psychosis, and I'm just like, oh, I don't read the name wrong. Okay, next is the Psychosis. And then Deception. It's looking so pretty. Catalyst. Ooh, I'm really gonna have so much fun with the blues and the greens. I just know it. That moment when you run out of fingers. Ooh, that got a little messy. Look at that. It's looks so crazy. But that's the fun of it. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to go on with like eyeliner, and then eventually I'll start to clean up the look. So I have this cool I got from like the Morphe sites. It is Suva Beauty's HYDRA liner in white, or do they have like a color name for the color? HYDRA liner. Oh, it's Cake Eyeliner in matte. So use this with a brush, and basically what's cool about it is that when you apply water to the brush and dip it in, that's when it really becomes pigmented, and it's supposed to be glow in the dark. So I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna use that to line my eyelids. So I'm gonna dip a wet brush. I have like a glass over here with water, since I don't have the sink next to me. Using this brush and dipping it into the liner. This works. Ooh, look at that. I love it. Went all thick there with the liner. I need to be... What am I doing? I have another brush that I got. I'm so silly and I already made it so thick. Okay, I can fix this. No doubt. And with this brush, Morphe M250 Zero is what it's called. Here, let me really focus in on that. I don't know how these YouTubers be doing this. Is it even focusing at all? Well, you get the point. It's a tiny, tiny brush for tiny detailing, especially like eyeliner. Okay, so thankfully though the vague white line I already drew in is already like fading in because I didn't put a lot. So now I'm gonna put a lot and make a thinner line. I love this white. I got this eyeliner in different colors too, in like red and I'm gonna bring the camera closer to me, all these camera malfunctions. The blue and red, so I'm definitely going to try and experiment with those at a later point. But this, trust me, this eyeliner is good stuff. Before I used to use like NYX's like white liquid liner. Which one was it? I think I have it in a drawer here. It is, let me try to find it. Well, first I tried thing with the liquid liners in the other room, but I'll put a picture of it over here. The first one I tried was like the rectangular eyeliner from NYX. This shit is not good. Don't try this. This is like, because it's like, it doesn't make sense because, and here, like no products coming out. Come on, is there product? Yeah. It just doesn't make sense as an eyeliner. It's just like, maybe as like something else, like if you're trying to make other detailing on your face, but it just doesn't make sense as like an eyeliner because there doesn't have a fine tip, and maybe you can like sharpen it, but I don't got the time for that, you know? It's like, if I'm gonna do different color liners or just any liner, I don't want to do pencils. I don't want to do like crayons like this. I just want to be liquid because that I don't want to be wasting time trying to fiddle around with it and sharpen it, you know what I mean? Like that is, look, I don't have the time for that. So, ooh, this liner dries up fast too, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Okay. My favorite go-to foundation. It's so dirty. This is how you know it's been loved, when it's so dirty. Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. And I put that on the face. It's usually just like one swab is like plenty because I don't like to go too heavy on the foundation. I'm more of light I like lightweight foundations. I hate when it feels like heavy or like cakey. I don't like putting extra layers. So this is just the one. This is gonna be interesting to blend. Okay. Then I'm gonna use my Pro Foundation brush from the Suva brand 47 to start blending and making it all come together. I'm gonna use my foundation to kind of really blend the glitter in with the face so that it doesn't look like I did just not slap, but dab some glitter there, but you know, I want to make sure it's blended out. And so this is what I was talking about, where like the glitter was just so, when I was cleaning the glitter off of my arm and I was just trying to wipe underneath the water because I didn't really have time. Well, quite honestly, I forgot about the cloth I used to like wipe my makeup off from like Sephora, and I just went to the sink like a smart person. But actually I am quite a smart person, because that led to, ooh, all these glitters together. When it's blended, it turns into this glitter kind of a mess, but kind of awesome mess, you know? You know how sometimes when you create a mess and it actually turns into something amazing? That often happens with me. This is the shit. To be honest, I think I have used other concealers and I always go to this one. I probably should try other ones, but do I want to? Not right now. I'm not really intrigued by other concealers right now, unless I see some that's like, oh, that could be nice. I'll go for it, but I don't have quite an interest in trying other concealers right now. More so just color and eyeshadows and foundations. But you know when you find a good one and you're just like, I don't want to test out other ones right now because I'm just gonna be disappointed in comparison to my classic one, so that's why. So these were the other Suva HYDRA FX liners, the red one. There's these two. I'm definitely excited to try those because I'm all for popping colors of liner, because sometimes you just get bored of black all the time. And now I'm gonna do the brows. I recently started using the, well, it's new to me, the NYX Brow Pencil crayon thing. Using this right now. It's probably old and has already been around for a while, but I kind of wanted to experiment with different brow pencil or crayon, because I've been using the Revlon one, but I just want to experiment with different ones and see which one's better. So, you know, I love it because the printing on the product is so faded out, but it's basically the NYX, I don't know if you can see it, the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. It's in like black, and it's even like the lid is even cracked too, which is what I find funny. It's like, that's how you know it gets so much love. I'm going to put on the, I don't even know what lipstick is anymore. I'm gonna have to search it up. This is how you know it gets so much love. It's basically a MILANI lipstick in the shade 49 Brandy Berry. It's like a good oldie. And I'm gonna use this one. All right, so I will be applying the Wet n Wild MEGAGLOW highlighting powder. It's essentially the only highlighting powder I have that's like on the silver-ish kind of end. It's more of a pinkish silver, but at least on my skin it turns out silver. So I'm gonna use this, since this glitter is already giving off a silver look. You know, we already got the white going on. Elf highlighting brush. Got this. I think I used this a while ago, but just didn't mention. I used this to like blend a little bit, but I didn't mention it earlier. So I'm using this to add a bit of a highlight. See, yeah, gives off a silverish look. This is a blush color. It's like a pinky brownish kind of blush. I've been putting blush along the upper area just because I don't know, I've been kind of going away from bronzer and just using a blush instead, because I think it was Lily Singh. I'll have to find the actual makeup artist who did this on her face, but it was for an award show and she dressed up or not award, which one was it? Met Gala, my bad, Met Gala. And Lily Singh, she got her like gown on that was like purple, like the lily flower. You get it, Lily Singh, lily flower. And so the makeup artist decided to use purple blush on her cheeks and up here, and I just thought that was so flattering. And I was like, yes, I like that. I'm gonna do that with nearly my everyday looks and just whenever I feel like it, because I feel like that looks so different and flattering. So we got that going on there. And Voluminous Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. This is nothing new. It's definitely an old goodie. It's been out for a while. I'm gonna use this for my lashes. So I saw, I don't remember if it was on the Morphe site or ColourPop, but on one of those makeup sites online, they had like colored mascaras, and I definitely want to try that. But I use the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder using the Pro Blush Brush by Sephora brand, the 96. I'd like to use this because it helps to really get more focused, especially if you're trying to like set the T-zone, if you're oily T-zone like me. Use the Urban Decay mattifying or oil control, I should say, setting spray, the classic one from Sephora, or no, Urban Decay. And I think I'm pretty much all right, guys. So I'm finished with the look. It did not turn out perfect. The eyeshadows are great, so you know I'm very happy with the palette. It's just a matter of with the liner. Again, it's something that is, you know, challenging to work with, especially because you can see now my wing has turned to a block. This is what happens when like I'm just like, ooh, let me touch it up, and then like it turns into this mess. So at this point, since it's already a white liner, like there's no, I mean, I'm just afraid of, you know what I mean? The more I touch, I'm just like, no, I need to just leave it. Just leave it. But I'm pretty proud of the rest of the face and just the eyeshadows in general. Again, this is what happens when like I'm just like, ooh, let me touch it up, and then like it turns into this mess. So at this point, since it's already a white liner, like there's no, I mean, I'm just afraid of, you know what I mean? The more I touch, I'm just like, no, I need to just leave it. Just leave it. But I'm pretty proud of the rest of the face and just the eyeshadows in general. Again, this is like my first like eyeshadow that I've tried from the brand. It is amazing. It's great. And you know, I wanted to make sure I really tried like as much color in the palette as possible, because come on, who wouldn't want to experiment with all these colors? So the black is the only one I didn't really touch, but I'm okay with that, especially since I did get to play around with the mattes, so in the white as well. I approve. I am for sure loving Suva. Look at their art. Can we just acknowledge that as well? Just like the fact that she like added her face into the palette onto the cover of it, so you just know it's her. I think it's worth it considering how much color you get out of it and how much pigment, and you definitely get nearly all the colors of the rainbow. I think the only thing I would add to this palette, if I were to add one color, maybe be red, because I'm obsessed with red. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you do like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope that this gave you so I will for sure be trying out different products from Suva Beauty, because the eyeliners pop in, the shadows pop in. What else? I'm excited to try more of the colors and more of the palettes. It's definitely one of those brands you want to experiment with if you're like love color and you're not afraid of it. All right, well, thank you so much for checking out this video, and I hope you guys have a great day.